Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Hey traders, welcome to another edition of Ask John, and in this video, oh man, I had this email. Basically went through a lot of different things that he was talking about, and he was saying, help John, I've lost $40,000 in binary options. Or, John, I've lost $40,000 in binary options. Help. So that's exactly what we're going to talk about here. So firstly is I want to say is that for any of you guys that are thinking about trading binary options, because it's fast money, it's a get rich quick thing, these marketing systems show that you can make a lot of money in the markets really quickly. You just got to follow this software. You know, all these people are saying they're millionaires by trading this software. It's all bullshit. It really is bullshit. Trading the market is difficult. It really is. It requires patience. It requires patience. It requires discipline. It requires good stock selection or good trade selection. It's a difficult process, and it's not just a one thing that's gonna instantly turn you into a really good trader. You're not gonna turn a $250 trading account into a full-time income, even though that's what the bullshit binary options marketing says. Trading the market is a difficult process. It's not easy, but if you do the work, the rewards can be amazing. So let's have a look at this here. Why would you want to trade binary options? And if you are trading binary options, or you're looking at trading binary options, and I've spoken to a lot of people that trade binary options, stop trading binary options. It is the worst market out there on the planet. On the planet. Let me put it on face value. Okay, so there's three different types of strategies. Strategy A, binary options. Strategy B, the way most people trade. And strategy C, the way that I trade. So let's talk about A, B, and C here. Strategy A is binary options, where you generally put in a bit of money, you're in it for 60 seconds, you can make 80% in 60 seconds, but if you're wrong, then you lose basically 100%. I think there's some softwares out there where you can get out with a little bit less, say 90% loss. But 90% loss, that's nuts. Nuts. Alright? So, but the thing is this, is that that's not scalable, is it? Because you know yourself, right? Even if you're on a good winning streak, for you to put a $10,000 trade in, a $20,000 trade, now we know, right, to become really good traders, we need to get to a point sometime in the future where we're comfortable putting on a $10,000 trade, a $20,000 trade. You know what I mean? Like for me right now, I have multiple six figures in the markets right now myself, but for me to be comfortable with that sort of money in the markets, I must have a very good strategy, and I'll talk about that in C, right? So, but for you guys that are trading binary options, think of the long term. Think if you had $20,000, would you be comfortable putting that $20,000 on in the binary options? No way, right? Absolutely no way. Why? Because you know you could lose most of that in literally 60 seconds. It's not a scalable thing, and it's the wrong thing to do. So having a situation where you can risk 100% to make 80% in 60 seconds might seem good, and you can do that many times day after day after day, but it's actually the wrong thing to do. You need a really high win-loss ratio just to break even. If you think about that, okay? Now strategy B, where this is where most people do. This is where most people trade. But what actually happens is this. And this is actually better than binary options, but it's not great. Where most people will trade, right? And if you can set your risk to reward ratio up, you can generally have maybe even a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, right? So for example, let me say I really like options, and this is say for example with options. With a directional trade with me, you know, my biggest stop out on a normal directional trade, okay? On a normal directional trade, a big stop out for me would be 30%. That's a big stop out, all right? A really big stop out. Maybe even 40% if I had a catastrophe. You know, the thing just blew apart, you know, for 10% movement overnight. Had a 40% crash. You know, or 40%. That's a really, really big loss to me. And I haven't had one of those in a long time. But, you know, even if I had a big loss for me is 30%. But the wins are also far greater than that 30%. 60%, 100% and more. Right? Man, I just heard something out the window. Anyway, so what you actually have is that you actually have 60%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 100%. Well, let's just even call it 2 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Even if you had a strategy which is simple to do, where you risk 30% and your average win is 60%, you could be 50-50, right, and still do really well. Makes sense? So that's exactly how strategy B is all about. Your strategy B, where they get the direction right, but if they've got a good system and they stick to it and they really stick to the overall trades, then they're risking 30% to make 60%, or average 60%. It might be 50% one trade, 70% next trade, you know what I mean? So the average. And therefore those traders are so much better, even on the face value, than say someone that's trading binary options. Binary options are risk 100% to make 80%. Normal trading, you could set up to where you might be risking on average, especially if you're trading smart, that is, you have proper systems, post risk management, you know exactly what you're doing, where you risk at 30% and also to make 60%. Makes sense? So that's exactly what we're all about. That's exactly what you're trying to do when you're actually trying to get involved with the markets and you're trying to do really well. So with that, can you see how binary options is just the system is rigged to, it's against you automatically. You have to have a high win-loss ratio just to break even. Where the other strategy, even if you're slightly different, you can still do really well. But a lot of people just move their stops, and before you know it, a 30% stop out becomes 100% stop out, and so on and so forth, right? But that's for another story with the mistakes, the reason why most people don't do well. Let's actually now start to talk about, so that's B. A is binary options. B is where most people trade the market, directional, but that's a lot better than just trading binary options. And C, the way that I trade. See, the way that I trade is that I trade what we call a non-directional system, a WBS trade. Some of you guys might know that system, right? Where I don't care where it goes, and if I do get a stop out, the stop out's going to be more like 20% stop out. But 15 and 20% profits is a low end for me, where you can get 30%, 60%, and so on and so forth. And the strategy, because it's a non-directional, it's a high win-loss ratio. So I'm trading a strategy where I don't care where it goes, so automatically I'm going to get a high win-loss ratio. When I do get a stop out, it might be 10, 20% stop out, a losing trade. Most of my trades are going to do well, where they're going to be making 15, 20%, and then I might have a good, maybe 20, 30% of those trades do 50%, 60%, 100% return. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, I've set the game up to win. Most people trading binary options, the game's against you to lose. It's automatically against you. Then trading B, where you actually have, where you're trying to get the right direction. It's a whole nother video about that. But that's actually a little bit better. But C, the way that I trade, is that I trade non-directional. I don't care where the market goes. It's just got to go somewhere. And it's got to go somewhere a fair bit too for the strategy to work out. But the thing is that because of the strategy the way it is, I have a high win-loss ratio overall, and so therefore that's what allows me to trade well overall in the markets. So I hope this gives you a bit of light in the markets about trading, okay? About that. And so if you are thinking about binary options, or you do know someone that's trading binary options, or you actually like binary options, and please don't do it. Hey, it's John Howell here, and thanks so much for watching my video. You see, I'm putting out daily videos and education on helping you learning the art of successful trading. So click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with every video I do. Also, check out my story video, $250,000 in debt, cancer, overweight, family passing away, lived on the streets, and more, and how I overcome it and now thriving through my life. This is here to motivate you, so click on that image to watch my video. And lastly, if you're struggling with your trading, then you need to see my latest webinar where I'm sharing with you an amazing strategy that allows you to generate an income without getting the direction right. So click on that image on this page to register for my next free webinar. This is John Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.